Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm Toby Allen, the A of A to Z. I'm in charge of all things songwriting, production and engineering. And today I want to talk about the brand new Tonehub pack from Jason Suecof. I wanted to have a quick run through this because I came up listening to Trivium, which was of course produced by Jason, so I'm really excited to hear what we have in this pack. I haven't had a chance to play with it yet, so this is complete off-the-cuff reaction to what I'm seeing here. So there's some unusual names on this one. It differs a little bit from some of the previous ones like Atrium Audio and the Colin Richardson one, which actually has ones that are specifically for a specific album tone, which, I mean, these may well have, but there's nothing here that's jumping out at me like, oh yeah, that's Ascendancy, or that's Crusade, or whatever. And what we appear to have here is basically several different amps and then 6 presets for each amp. So for example, Coleslaw Lobotomy is a 5152, and it comes in 6 flavors. So you've got 3 with an OD808 in front of it and 3 without, and then the ones with the 808, you've got 1 with a 5153 V30, 1 with a Mesa oversized with Marshall V30s in it, and 1 Mesa oversized with traditional V30s in it. And if you go through here, you then see we have 6505 plus, 6534, dual rectifier, etc, etc. Some of these have got less than 6 options, but you get the general idea from that. So I'm just going to run through some of these and see what I think. So I've always been a fan of 5150 kind of sounds, so let's start with this number 1. So what I'm playing with today is my LTD EX50. This is currently strung up in drop D, and it's got 1156 and D'Addario NYXL strings. This is the exact same setup other than the tuning that I used for the Master of Puppets cover. So yeah, that's, oh, and then there's a EMG 81 in the bridge. So the difference between those 3 is quite subtle, which is kind of what you'd expect from a speaker with a V30 on it. So I just want to quickly switch between the one without the 808 to the one with the 808. You can definitely hear the difference of running an overdrive on there, but this one here without the overdrive still sounds pretty great. Obviously the benefit of that is that you could put on a drive, so for example precision drive, and that sounds awesome. So let's go on to 6505. And same again without the max on. Got a nice bit of crispiness in that one, which the 5152 doesn't have. And then 6534. Well, I like that as well. Okay, dual rec. That's with a dirty tree. Dark Angry. We've still got precautionary Imodium and no Imodium. So I guess the dirty tree is the Imodium. Oh yeah, that sounds kind of dual rectifier, doesn't it? A lot of low end on that one. Just change up the cab. Yeah, it's definitely a bit rattly for me. Right, Bogner. Octavio's Revenge. Oh, that's very bright. I really like that one actually. It's got quite a nice edge to it. Now with the 5153 V30, I like that. Right. And then we've got same amp again, but with a crunch channel. I like that. Yeah, that's kind of that kind of middle ground between not enough gain and too much gain. So I quite like that. Now that to me sounds like it needs an overdrive. Let's try the precision drive on that. Now I'm saving that one as a preset. Even with the 808 on that one, it kind of got a bit more of a laid-back feel, but it is an old, I'm guessing now 1978 is the year the amp came out, and it looks like a Super Lead 100. Let's try it without the 808. Yeah, a bit more gainy with the JCM 2000. Can't quite put my finger on that, what it is about that one, but there's something going on in the brightness which is kind of very typically Tonehub-esque. I find a lot of the Tonehub presets have got that, not quite honkiness, not quite spikiness, but just something up there in the upper mids. It sounds good. It sounds good. Don't get me wrong, but to me, it's like when it's isolated, it sounds very Tonehub, but in the mix, it sounds fantastic. Oh wow! Notice that dirty tree definitely tightens up the low end, doesn't it? If you go between this to this one, night and day, isn't it? And then we've got 808 on the amp. That sounds very nice as well. And then Custom 72. I'm not sure what that is. Let's try it. Something very unique on that one. And then we've got the same again, but with a different setting on the dirty. There's a kind of unique honkiness to it, which I like, and that works really nicely. So let's try this without any drives. Again, the drives are clearly tightening up the low end compared to the dry version, but the dry version still sounds really great on that one. PVXXL. I'm liking that there's a lot, you can hear very much that Jason's kind of aiming for a similar thing with these. He's trying to, but you've got that ever so slight subtle flavour between the different amps, which I really like. So he kind of really shows you what the differences are between each of those, because the differences are, they're a lot more subtle than they would be if it's just like, oh, let's try and make this Marshall sound as Marshall as possible, and let's make this PV sound as PV as possible, etc. This is Jason wanting to get his sounds from what I can gather, and I love it. I think it's great. Dirty Clean. Is it like a fluff clean? Yeah, basically. So again, let's go with the precision drive on there. Let's just crank a little bit of the brightness and stick that volume right up. I don't think that's the right drive for it, but I feel like there's a lot of potential in that one. Valve state, hey, we all know how much I love valve states. And what I love with my valve state is, once again, a precision drive. Yeah, that sounds just like my valve state. That's really cool. I really like that. All right, so what do I think? Well, you've probably figured that out already. I love this. This is really, really cool. As I said before, I've been a fan of... I'm not overly familiar with Jason's work, but I have liked the Trivium albums that he's worked on, and also I'm going to say this name, it's Caffeinaeum, the band that he did with Matt, and also his work on Rick and Morty. That's been really cool. I really enjoyed all of his work, and so this pack has been pretty much exactly what I expected. It's really, really good. It totally suits the kind of sounds I like. I just thought I would also mention while I'm here which packs I have had a play with and have enjoyed the most. I've had a real good play through a lot of these, and I think my favourites have been the Atrium Audio, Bo Michelle, Bill Kelleher, Colin Richardson, goes without saying, let's be honest. I've also been a really big fan of this one, Jason, Josh Middleton, again, big Silosis fan. Kurt Blues is really cool. It's very different to the sort of sounds I tend to go for, but it's really good for the kind of sounds that I don't normally go for when I do want them. If that even makes sense. Lassie's is really, really good as well. Mark Lewis, that I really love that one. There's two in particular I really, really love on that. And I think that's other. Actually, there's also Will Putney guitar, which I really, really love as well. What's cool with that is a lot of those are very unique blends. So you've got ones in here like, for example, a VH2 Pitbull put with a 5152, or an Uberschall with an Archon, or Bogner XC with the 5152. Lots of, I was not want to say strange, but unusual pairings that you wouldn't necessarily go to, but they work really, really well and sound fantastic. So those are the packs. I just thought I'd mention that as well, that I've been really into on Tonehub. I've also, I tend to use this as kind of almost like for my workflow, to kind of just get an idea, almost like a sketch of the tone I want, and then that will help inform me which of the amps to use in the reamping stage with the real amps, and then either with the load box and cabinet IRs, or miking up an actual cabinet as well. So hopefully you've enjoyed my little reaction here to the new pack from Jason on Tonehub. Let me know what you think, and if you'd like to see more of this kind of thing, then give us a like and a subscribe.